Hi, today we're going to learn how to use VPN to stay secure and private online. Wow, this is a tough job. Just kidding. When you use NordVPN, all it takes is just a single click. See for yourself. Click, and you're browsing securely on public Wi-Fi. Click, your ISP can't see what you do online. Click, and you're in a different country. Well, virtually. Any device you have there, NordVPN has you covered. Everything else is just details. But if you care to know more, NordVPN has more than 5,000 servers all over the world. It protects your sensitive data with advanced encryption, shields you from malware and phishing sites, and keeps no logs of your online activity.
Click link in the description and get 68% discount for your first order. Putting your art on display. Submit your work to a gallery. If you have an art gallery in your area, for many artists, this is the best way to bring their art to the attention of collectors and enthusiasts who are willing to pay good money for original productions. You might be required to submit a resume or portfolio, or there could even be an interview process to see if you're the right fit for the gallery. Focus your attention on galleries where you believe your work would be a good fit. Sell your pieces at a craft fair. Most cities regularly hold craft fairs and similar events where area creators are given a chance to sell their unique handmade goods. Keep your eye on the paper to find out when and where various events are taking place. Participating in one of these fairs will give you the chance to display your work, make sales, and talk to interested parties one-on-one. Operating your own booth will allow you to charge whatever price you think is fair for a given work. Work with local businesses. In some cases, it may be possible to have your work put on display at restaurants, law and real estate offices, and curio shops within your community. These businesses are always looking for interesting items to decorate their offices with. Put together a portfolio that includes some of your best work. That way, you'll have something to show when making your case to the business's owner. In this type of arrangement, the business hosting the art will usually take a percentage of the proceeds. Advertise on the news. Get in touch with your local newspaper or television station and see if they'd be willing to interview you. It's not uncommon for news networks to showcase the works of local artists and tradesmen as part of a segment on regional culture. Getting featured on the news is one of the best ways to offer a glimpse of your art to a large and diverse audience. If the pieces you create are unusual or noteworthy in some way, you might even be able to convince them to do a whole story on you. Another option is to take out a printed that will help raise awareness of your personal brand. Selling your art online. Set up an online store. Sites like Etsy, DeviantArt, Artsy, and ImageKind provide a perfect platform for making your art accessible to potential collectors all over the world. Just upload photos of your work, set prices for each item, and use a separate program like PayPal to process payments. You can then handle all the financial transactions and shipping yourself. Curate your content by theme so that it will be more visible to people hunting for art of a specific type. E-commerce hubs like BigCartel and Shopify might also be useful for selling your art online. Promote your art through social media. If you haven't already, sign up for a separate account for your art on Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. Many modern artists have found success using social media to build a dedicated following. More likes and shares means more exposure, which can in turn lead to more sales. Include a link to your online store somewhere front and center in your bio to make it easier for users to purchase the pieces they are browsing. Spending a little extra money on sponsored posts will ensure that it reaches more eyes. Create a web page. As part of your online presence, it's a good idea to give interested parties a dedicated place to find out more about what you do. That way, potential buyers can read up on you, explore your finished works, and get in touch with you directly. A standalone website will attract the interest of people who don't use social media to keep up with emerging artists. Your website could be as sophisticated as an interactive portal that allows shoppers to preview slideshows of your work, or as simple as a blog. Make sure your contact info is displayed somewhere in plain sight, along with a mission statement and brief explanation of your style. Building a devoted following. Market to your likely audience. If you want to sell more art, it's important to first have an understanding of who's most inclined to buy it. Think about the dominant images or ideas contained in your work and what sort of views they reflect. Once you've identified your core fan base, you can begin developing strategies that will allow you to bring your art to their attention more effectively. Modern pop art full of cultural references, for instance, is more likely to appeal to other artists and art aficionados, whereas traditional watercolor landscapes will be more popular with a general audience. Advertise in places where your target demographic has the greatest chance of stumbling upon your work. Present your art yourself. Anytime you're at an exhibition or event, stick close to your work so you'll be available to answer questions and highlight interesting features. Being friendly and approachable will encourage people to take a closer look. In the best case, it may even give casual onlookers the push they need to add a piece to their personal collection. Being able to describe your creative process is instrumental in helping people better connect to your art. Be ready to explain the complex themes in your work and provide insight into your influences and favorite techniques. Do commissioned work. Commissions are the bread and butter of many professional artists. When a buyer hires you to produce a commission, it's like signing a contract that guarantees you a paycheck. Approach each commission differently and work out a price you think is fair for the request. The best way to entice people to buy commissions is to advertise the option for custom artwork on your business card, exhibition display, or website. Commissioned work should take precedence over other pieces. It's a good idea to ask for a percentage of the payment up front in case the buyer tries to back out later on. Get your name out there. All the exposure in the world won't mean anything if no one knows who you are. Be sure to introduce yourself to everyone you meet and remind them of your name before you part ways. You might even consider printing up some business cards that you can hand out at exhibitions and networking events. Come up with a separate name for your studio or personal business, such as the Rickety Easel or Ada's Impressions. Your business cards should include your first and last name, a brief overview of the type of art you create, and a simple but eye-catching graphic that offers a glimpse of your signature style.